Hi everyone and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today we're going to be going over, as we know, RFK, MLK, JFK. Classified information is being released publicly from the executive order from Donald Trump. So what I want to take a look at here today is what was kind of the circumstances around RFK's passing. As I've done a reading on this information being let out, and RFK seems to be the most explosive energy, or the most explosive of the three, with a lot of people who are going to be questioning a lot of different things. So we already know who is behind it, but I want to take a look at what was the real motive. Was the real motive of Sirhan, who was a pro-Palestinian? Was he? What was going on there? Was that truly the motive there? Was there something else going on, and the such? So, without further ado, just remember everything I'm saying is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, y'all. Just my opinion, psychic downloads, and the such. So, if you want to use what I'm saying to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So, without further ado, let's kind of get into. I want to take a look at first what was the general energy around RFK's passing? What was just that energy? The justice. We were getting justice for what we were doing. This is also governmental things, people on high. Why is this? Because the strength card, you weren't strong enough for something. This is something that came down from on high with courts, legal systems, and the such. With the strength card reversed here, it's like we weren't strong enough to do something. This is going to allow us to get a lot more money coming in. This is going to be better for the economy. This is going to be better for our financial windfall forward. It's like if we do this, we're in for some reason. The hopes and fears here, though, is the world. We're going to fall back on old ways of doing things. But I also see here is we're not taking into consideration, we never got to see the true, like there's something behind the scenes. It's like we want to keep things, when I see this card, it's we only want you to see what we want you to see. Because with the world, it's like you have two figures, right? So we have Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. When I see it reversed, it's like only one of them is taking over. It's like we aren't showing you the Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Like we aren't showing you that there's two of them. It's only one of them, and that's it. Looking here at the unseen obstacles for the whole situation, we have the judgment reversed. Again, the whole story was not put out to the public for fear of, it's like we had to hide things away. We had to keep things hidden within oneself because we couldn't let the truth come out with the high priestess upright. Also, what was going for the situation, the empress reversed. So mom reversed, nurturing reversed. There's some sort of woman here. We got rid of one of them. We got rid of one woman. And then we had another, and it's like we're trying to make sure that she doesn't spill the truth. We don't want this woman to spill the truth about something coming up, especially when it comes to legal matters. Looking at past events, this is something that was very public. People were talking about. It was in the spotlight. We knew things that were coming. And here in the future, we want something to collapse. We want something to go down. We want to have this giant catastrophic event. We want this. Like, that's just the plan. It's like, I think everything about this is like screaming to me like there's some sort of truth that was being hidden or not talked about. So let's take a look into what is this truth. What was this thing that essentially it feels like they were trying to cover up with RFK? What was RFK wanting to talk about that kind of got him targeted here? Because there's something afoot. Just as many things are, right? So let's take a look. And this is coming from something on high, legal or governmental groups. This could have also been allegedly maybe a 3-letter agency of some sort. that might have been a little bit more involved than what we thought. So let's take a look here. What was RFK wanting to tell the truth about, and that they were trying to make sure it wasn't coming out? Okay, so cover up. Okay, we were trying to cover something up about kids, about a child, a kid. We wanted to keep where our money was going hidden. We couldn't let people know what was going on with money, where our money going, covering up investments, or even just brand new things that we were trying to do. I think there was a lot going on with like the gold standard, which is like what people thought about for JFK. Like he was trying to bring back the gold standard and the such and put money back into people's pockets. I'm wondering if RFK had similar thoughts, because the hopes and fears here is the inside. This was an inside job. It's like I knew. Ooh, there are rats in the party. That's what I heard. Rats are in the party. So, RFK was like a Democratic leader, I believe. I wasn't around when this was going down. And I wonder if he was talking about his plans, and it feels like someone from inside his own party was like, we can't let that happen. Because the unseen obstacles is a beach, a walk on the beach. This could have just been a conversation had on a beach. But what I get here is like we're walking between two worlds. As you see, it's like we're trying to walk the straight and narrow. We're trying to balance a very fine line between two opposing forces, land and sea, and who's going to win. Again, it's like he was treading a fine line and trying to cover things up here. The opposing energy, greed. Okay, and with that being a gold bar, this might have all been about the central banks and wanting the gold standard and money going not in the people's in the hands, but more in the government or people on high's hands. And I do believe that's something that maybe he was trying to talk about. The positive energy going with this, we have aliens. We were able to put it on. Remember, all alleged, y'all. We were able to put it on somebody outside of the country instead of really where it was going on. Also, when I'm looking here at alien, it's giving me like there's something outside of him that's trying to direct people in the right direction. This could be actual aliens. Looking here for past events, perversion. So I get here with kids. Was he trying to expose some underground networks that were exploiting young adults, people, women, children, men, and everything in between? And it's all tied back to greed. Where's the money going? How is the money going? Again, and here in the future events, man-made disaster, it's like they could not let this get out. They could not let RFK talk about this because it almost like imploded or exploded essentially everything else of what was going on within political rings, on a worldwide scale, on a domestic scale, and everything in between. I'm going to look something up really quick. I forget if RFK was in California or not. Sorry, I'm really misinformed about this. It is California, so I wanted to double check that before I kind of moved forward. But yeah, it's almost like what I see is like this is almost like a takeover of the state. Like whatever was going on with RFK, it's like once he was out of the picture, a full takeover could occur. I don't know what that's kind of all meaning. Let's get some additional information. Yeah, our home, our family, people from the inside, obstacle, the road, where we were headed, the direction that we wanted to go in was one that was maybe filled with a lot of obstacles and a lot of people that did not want us to go. And then the solution here was revenge. Whatever was going on with RFK, he was one where his own home, his own family, I think were the almost the ones that kind of turned on him first. And again, we're gonna look at the actual motive here, but the secrets he's wanting to talk about are how it almost feels like a political takeover was going down. It does feel like a political takeover. Once he was out of the way, What was this? Now there's a card over here. Yeah, understandable. It was one that was actually just I wasn't able to pick up. So interesting. Yeah, he was going to be gone. If it wasn't that attempt, it was going to be another attempt. All right, let's take a look here. I want to take a look at motive. So what was the actual motive then? Other than him being like, I got secrets to spill. What was those secrets? And so we're finding out there's something to do with kids, a new idea, the birth of something new, how people are really making money, and then the such. So let's actually so that was a secret he was wanting. So was the so looking at that motive then, was the motive actually what we were thinking when it comes to um people didn't like him because of his stance on Israel and Palestine, or as it was because of the secret that he wanted to expose? So let's take a look at that. What was the real motive? The Four of Wands, they wanted to keep their home base. This is about political power, in my opinion. Why? Because we tried converting him. We tried bringing him on. He wouldn't grow. He wouldn't take. We also, there was a hard up for money at this time. So it's like one, it seems like there was a profitable business going on with the strength card here reverse. There was one, but now it's weakened a significant portion. So like there's a part of it where money wasn't coming in as much as it should have been with their home, on the home field. How we had done things in them before, we can't do that no more. Hopes and fears, here are the justice. We need to get away with shit. We are not allowing, we're just getting away with things. Justice will not prevail. However, they did not expect his kids. So we have JFK Jr. currently. He's part of Trump's cabinet as a time of recording. So they did not expect this to be brought back up again. Also, there was something harmed, like I don't know why I'm getting this, but it feels like there was like a supply line or something was disarmed during this. And that was kind of like an obstacle here of like one of our arms or one of our supply branches went down. And I'm wondering if that's kind of like why he was also targeted, because it's like, you're coming after our home field advantage. You took down the wrong thing. If you would have taken down anything else, sure, but you took down like the wrong supply branch. Also here with the Five of Swords reversed, it's like he was really close to revealing the big bad, but it's like he could never get there. It's like he got really close to revealing who the big bad was, the wolf in sheep's clothing, but it's like the wolf got to him beforehand. And then the Ace of Cups reversed here. No one liked him from like their dirty groups or people. No one liked him. They saw him as an obstacle. They saw him as a threat. They saw him as someone who was going to ruin everything that they had built up over time. And they're like, no, he's a liability anyway. Sure, he's popular, but he's going to cause more chaos than anything. Here in the past, yeah, the Two of Wands reversed. We have to rethink the future, because I think he was also at this time he had won 2 states for the 1968 presidential elections, and that should there was something here of like, we don't want him to be the face of our party. He's going to screw through too many things up, because here in the future, yeah, we'll disconnect from him. They wanted to disconnect from him. We'll get rid of him in any way possible for the motive. Yeah, this is looking to me like he was trying to screw some people's shit up. So let's take a look here then at when it comes to, it feels like people in his own party, allegedly, people in his own party, or people that were just, who is the group that was really behind JFK's untimely passing over in California at the Ambassador Hotel? Who were the forces really behind it? Who were the forces that were really behind it? Let's take a look. Who were the forces that were really behind it? Page of Swords. Well, this is someone who looks like they're sneaking in the middle of the night. They sneak. They're coming in through windows. So what's the group and or people really behind it? Like a group of people who were hired to hit people out. Why was this? Because they made a deal. So again, Sirium, I believe is his name. He was contracted out. Page Pentacles over here. I was paid. We made a deal because we were gonna help you out. It's like I don't know what his background actually was. It almost feels like he was taken advantage of because I don't know if he had a lot of support. He also there were people who had passed, so it's like almost like we're gonna put a battery in your back to like go out and do this thing for us. But it was a contracted thing. Yeah, because like this is going to move you up in some way wherever we're going. The Knight of Pentacles. However, the world he got caught. I don't think he was supposed to get caught. He wasn't supposed to get caught because you were seen in front of the world. And Four of Cups, a lot of people, you did this kind of overzealously. I think there was also a sense here of like, I don't know what Serum's actual background is, but just kind of tapping into his energy of like why this was, what was kind of going on. I almost see it as, yes, they put batteries in his back, but he was also someone like people would describe him. Did they say he was like kind of quiet, took to himself, didn't really speak that much? Because what I'm getting here is that there's some sort of loss that kind of put him in almost like a depressive state. And so like he kind of just stayed to himself. But it's like once he was given like a contract or he was given an opportunity to right the wrongs, also give like he's a bat out of hell, like a rebel without a cause, or he's a rebel without a cause, but in reality, like that's who he is. But someone gave him like someone ignited something in him that wasn't his to ignite, but he did so because it was something that drove him to go out and do something. So when you're given a passion or you're given something that you're able to go and you feel good about, you're going to go do it, right? Positive energy, the Eight of Wands. This happened very, very rapidly as well, where something happened and then it just flew. So the whole process to him getting essentially contracted to him doing it, it feels like it was a matter of hours, matter of days, hours from the time of first contact to JFK, no, RFK, laying down at the down and out for the count at the Ambassador Hotel. Like it was not a lot of planning. It was a very, very quick thing. Past events here, the Sun, we needed to keep things quiet. Very, very quiet. We can't put this out into the big public peoples. And then future events, the Six of Swords. He was also, this could be the mass media at the time, the papers. Because, man, I had to look at the wiki for this. And I'm like, that's a pretty dang clear picture on the wiki. Like, what? That's really weird. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at it from like a picture perspective. And I know pictures back in the 1960s, like you could get really good like candids and stuff. But like, what were the odds? Just saying. What were the odds of someone having a camera in front of the Ambassador Hotel as he's coming in and out, and he gets whacked? And maybe he was really popular and like the news media were following him around like paparazzi, and maybe that was it. Because I mean, but I don't know the time. So if anyone knows more about the history and more of the events, please let me know. But it just strikes me as odd because it's like the media here almost projects something out. It's like once you got this, we're gonna let the media then run with it. And yeah, we're gonna let the media then run with it. Okay, so it looks like he was Sirium was contracted out, in my opinion here. So why did they contract it out? What made I want to take a look at the group here of Sirium. Let's look at Sirium's energy of the time of uh Mr. RFK needing to go to the other side. Let's take a look at his energy and what was going on in his head and his mind and his motivations at the time. So let's take a look at what that is. What was that all about? What was Serum's energy during this? Ten of Cups. I don't got family. I don't got people. I'm just going to go do what I need to do because I'm being told. Because I have inner conflict, inner turmoil that I feel like this is a lot of inner guilt. I don't know his background. I didn't look into him. But it feels like he had a family member who passed. He had a lot of guilt. It's like, I don't want to live without them. So it's like, sure, I'll go out and do this because this is for them. He was also part of something larger, a larger group, a larger people that paid him big oodles of money to do this. Hopes and fears, the emperor. I'm going to have control over something in my life for once. I get to be the big man on top. I get to have all of that. I could also see this as there is someone above him who instructed him to be like, I just want to make this guy proud of me. Unseen obstacles, though, the magician. There's a lot of misdirections. There's also a narrative that was spun for him. Also, I think he did know of RFK before this, and there almost feels like a flipping of values or a flipping of ethics. Or a flipping of my opinion of you. I honestly think he did like RFK at one point in time. It's really weird, but it's like if you would have said to this guy who knew he would have liked RFK at one point in time, but you know how when you get around like a group of friends or around some negative people and like they have a different opinion, so you kind of like start seeing it in their way rather than your own way. For some people that's kind of common. It feels like he got himself around a group of people that like almost switched his ideas of a person, of who RFK was, which made this like an easier job for him to do. What was going against him at this time, like going against this? He didn't want to be someone big, flashy, public, out and about to all different people. I also think here his ego, his pride, again, he was gassed up. And so like he was so confident he was going to get away with things. Uh, Even though it happened right in broad daylight. Very odd, positive energy here, the Knight of Wands. He was very isolated, secluded. People didn't know too much about him. Again, he kind of just kept to himself, so not a lot of information could have got out around him. However, the Queen of Pentacles in the past. So someone offering a home, family, stability. Maybe it was his like a wife of his or a family member or a mother type of figure here that ended up passing, and so like it's like I don't have anyone to live for anymore because maybe he got rejected. I don't know. And then here in the future, the Queen of Swords, he was manipulated and took a bad deal. Essentially, he took a really bad back alley deal, which ended up having him go thrown into the slammer. So that's what I'm kind of seeing for Mr. Sahir's energy. So I want to take a look. What is the energy then around? What is this big? Why is this information, why is this classified information essentially that's being released? Why is it so why is it going to I've been getting that it's going to like shake people to the core. So why is this going to shake people to the core? Why is this going to shake people to the core more than anything? So, one more shuffle. Okay. Nope. All right. This is just going to shake people. Why does it shake people to the core? King of Pentacles, it's showing where the money actually is. This is going to show where the money actually was, has, and is now in. This is all about the money and who's hoarding it. Why is it? Because people, it's like our efforts didn't pay off. This is all again about money, the vaults, who's hoarding it, who's got it, and who didn't work to get it. Because the material influence here, money's going to be going back, where it's showcasing that money needs to go back. And we realized this how many decades ago, but people who tried to do something about it were taken out because of that thought and or belief. What's causing so much issues is just how screwed people knew how screwed we were going to be, and now how it's going to kind of go. Hopes and fears here. This is more from like the public perspective. It's like the four of swords here. Seeing it just the four of swords. It's just giving me the sense of, yeah, like we ended up people ended up dying for this. Why? It just didn't make any sense. It's like when one person ended up going to the other side, it took all their hopes, it took the dreams, and it took progress away from it. Looking here, the unseen obstacles, the Page of Pentacles. I'm also seeing here that what's his name? RFK didn't take a deal. He didn't take a deal, and he should have taken the deal. And he was offered money, security, but he didn't take it. We're also learning how intertwined it seems like politics is with the underground. Underground markets, underground people, bad influences, negativity, things with kids, things not with kids, things with adults, women, children, young people, men, people not of their own volition. That's kind of where it's like once you start there, everything kind of flows in. This is going to be coming to light. I almost feel like this is like the first domino to fall. So we've had Diddy, we've had Epstein, we've had all these weird things that are now coming out about Hollywood, the entertainment industry, politics, and the such. Like, this almost feels like the first domino to fall, and then a lot of stuff just starts falling into place behind it, which is why I think why it's going to be the most newsworthy and people are going to have the most to say about it. It's almost like, yeah, because here in the past, the Page of Wands, things with kids, it's a wand, use your imagination, a dingling between a male's legs, yeah, and how that's funnels into, yeah. And then here for future events, people are going to try and cover everything up. And we aren't going to, seems like we aren't going to see the whole story, but we're going to start seeing parts, and it's like we can't release the whole thing, but we are going to release parts, and just parts are going to be bad enough. Any additional information, the Three of Cups reversed. So just seeing friendships, alliances, people are going to be turning on each other. Why is this? Because no one can leave. You can't move. You can't leave. Everyone's going to the pokey. Because, and you better start rethinking the direction that you're going in, or you better start rethinking who you're supporting, who you're not supporting, because the people who you thought might be going forward aren't. This is like showcasing it almost feels like just the entire political system, the entire entertainment industry, and looking just how the people at the top, everything is kind of it all connects together, and the money just stays between them. It never trickles down. So that's what I'm kind of seeing here for RFK, and what's kind of looking at his passing, what was going on, how is this information affecting us more, and looking at that. So if y'all liked this, feel free, hit the like button down below. Let me know your own thoughts and opinions. In conclusion, share with your friends. Otherwise, if you want to join YouTube members, you get to see videos like this early for $3 a month. Otherwise, I thank you all so very, very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So, bye!